Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Tonight I am in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina visiting East Coast Honda, and I'm checking out a 2022 Honda Civic sedan in the touring trim level at night. So this video focuses on the interior and exterior lighting of the vehicle. Check my channel for the full overview and test drive videos. So first I want to point out that you can actually turn off all the exterior lights by choosing the DRL off position. There's a toggle in which you can go from automatic to off position, and you can toggle back and forth, and you can turn off all the exterior lights. Some vehicles you can't turn off your exterior lights. There's always some kind of exterior illumination on, but this one you can completely go dark. When I turn on the parking lights, these extremely bright daytime running lights are now illuminated, and you could potentially mistake these for headlights because they are so bright. Nice bright LED strip, brighter on the outside than on the inside. There's an amber side marker here in the front. You can also see those daytime running lights there on the side as well. There's a red side marker here in the back. The tail lights are also red, and they kind of wrap around a little bit on the sides, and they have that similar design as the front, as the daytime running lights. The camera makes them look a little bit orangey, but they are a nice sharp red color. When I put on the turn signal, it dims that daytime running light quite a bit there in the middle. So you can see that it dims it, and it has a very bright amber turn signal. It's like an LED strip. So you can see it, and it's in comparison with the other side, it still has the full brightness. You can also see it here on the side as well. There's an amber turn signal indicator LED here on the side mirror. You can see it from the front, the side, and from the back. And there's an amber standard bulb for your turn signal here in the back. So this is where they start breaking away from the LED consistency here. And this is the touring. Okay, so this is the daytime running light. Let's go to the off position. Let's go to the headlights. And there's the daytime running lights. You can see the headlights are in a higher position, much brighter, but still the daytime running light does cast light in front of the vehicle, so you could potentially mistake it. There's the low beams, there's the high beams. So let's look at the low beams. The low beams are in a multi-reflector housing LED. It also has, so you can see it's multiple reflectors here. I can turn the camera brightness down so we can see a little bit better. So you can see there's multiple reflectors there on the inside for your low beams, also the outside. And these reflectors help illuminate different parts of the road. That inner portion is actually part of the high beams. We'll see that in just a minute. The fog light is in a little focus projector, and it gives you a very low position, and that's what you want for a fog light. When you turn on the high beams, the fog lights turn off, and it illuminates the center part. So you can see that center part right there. Turn the brightness down a little bit. So you can see it is also a multi-reflector, but it gives a higher position. So you can see this, the light shows up as I dip down in the middle first, and then the outer So there's the low beams, there's the high beams, there's the low beams. You can see the difference in pattern, and also go down the road and show you what it looks like on the road. Now I have the brightness turned up quite a bit, and to show you what the cargo light looks like, the trunk light. And it's a single halogen bulb here in the center, and it's very dim. And we have lights coming from the parking lot, so you can see that when I put my hand over those lights, you can see it cast a shadow in there. So some of this light is coming from those. So it's very, very, I would say, inadequate light here in the trunk, which is pretty common for most vehicles. The inside of the back door has one illuminated button, and that is just a little finder light for the power window. And that's it. The rest of the door is dark. And it's a good thing we do have these lights here in the dealership, because it's pretty dark in here. This light here in the center, that's coming up from the parking lot lights. The only light we have is this center one, and we have black interior, so, you know, not very good. You do have some backlit USB ports right here, which is very good. I'm glad they did that, because you're going to need those. Here's the inside of the driver's door, and there's no puddle light, there's no approach light, there's no pocket lights. The only lights we see are here backlit buttons, and that's it. There's no floorboard illumination. And the only lights we have here is in the center. And once again, the dealership lights are helping out with seeing on the inside, because if not, it'd have a hard time, because we have black interior, so the camera might not even pick up the interior very well at all. So I cranked up the brightness on this camera, and I have the door open so we can see what the interior looks like with the interior lights on. Now, of course, we've got some dealership lights spilling in, and you can see a shadow there from where the light's coming in from the parking lot lights. Let's go ahead and shut the door now. Alright, so you can see the light coming in from outside. Now we have some very subtle backlit buttons here on the steering wheel. They're not super bright, but you can see them, and they're very simple to use buttons there as well. The gauge cluster is really nice because it's a full screen, so that's highly visible. That's fantastic. And we can adjust the brightness of this and go up and down, like way down there, and that's max right there. So, and adjust these other brightness as well. So I'll go ahead and turn it all on as high as it goes. Now these don't get, the ones on the steering wheel don't really get that much brighter. So the gauges look good, the screen looks good. Take a look at the backup camera. It's okay. It's not all that great at night during the day either, but it's okay. You can actually see something as far as a safety backup type thing. The backlit buttons here. There is a little storage compartment here, and it does have a light in it, which is very surprising. That's awesome. It's not super bright, but it does have it. Backlit buttons there. The cup holders are dark. This area is pretty much dark except for these backlit buttons here. You see the dealership lights illuminating this area. And this armrest under here is completely dark, so this compartment's dark. So without the light pollution coming from the parking lot, we wouldn't even know this existed. Now there is some very, very dim ambient lights up here. So if it's like super duper dark, you will have a little bit of illumination that extends down, you know, like down in this area. But since we have the dealership lights, they're really overpowering those, but it's very, very faint. The glove compartment does actually have a light in it, which is surprising. It's not super bright, but it does have one, so that's good. So yeah, this vehicle could be many, 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 many times better. Considering this is the Touring, you know, unless you want to downgrade the Civic name and say, well, it's a Civic, that's why. But, you know, it is a Civic Touring, so it could have better illumination, I think, in a lot of areas. Inside, the outside, the headlights are really good, the taillights are good, The fact that it has the turn signals in the back are standard bulbs, it's not a big deal. It definitely needs puddle lights and more illumination on the inside, but as far as the outside, it looks really cool. So let's see what it looks like out on the open road. Preferably not with bumper-to-bumper traffic. So far, so good. I got a car behind me and in front of me, but as far as the illumination on the road in front of me, it's good. It's really good. The auto dim mirror has like an edge to it that's not really covered very good, so it kind of blinds me sometimes. I can definitely tell when I have my turn signal on. Two things. One is a little animation here on the screen, but also I see like the light reflecting off of signs and stuff. It's so bright there in the front. I don't know if you can see all these signs being illuminated by my turn signal. It's like a super bright LED light. I may not have an opportunity to fully test the automatic high beams. So I'm going to assume that they're like other Hondas, in which they work about 80% of the time. So far, the automatic high beams have been on, and they haven't been flashing anybody or having any. They've just been not turning the high beams on, which is good when I'm around traffic. So I guess that's a good so far. Okay, so this is a darker road here. And I think the automatic high beams won't turn on until it's like 25 miles per hour. I'm going to go ahead and manually turn them on so we can see what it looks like on this dark road. Yeah, other than that bright sign down there, I can see pretty good. Okay, so the automatic high beams went ahead and turned them on now. Okay, so right here, you can see those signs down there. It's a dead-end road down there. So we see like high beams and then low beams. High beams. And low beams. So I would say, from what I can tell, this looks pretty good.